Europe's skies have become the new front line in global diplomacy. As preparations continue for the Trump-Putin peace summit in Budapest, Poland has made a stunning declaration. It cannot guarantee the safety of Vladimir Putin's aircraft if it crosses Polish airspace. The warning, unprecedented in modern diplomacy, comes as the International Criminal Court's warrant for Putin's arrest looms large over the upcoming meeting. Speaking to Radio Rodzina, Polish Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Radosław Sikorski invoked the ICC's jurisdiction and said that Poland's courts could force the government to act if Putin's plane enters its skies. He stressed that Warsaw is bound by international law to carry out the arrest warrant issued by the International Criminal Court in The Hague, a warrant accusing Putin of war crimes for the alleged abduction of Ukrainian children.
I cannot guarantee that an independent Polish court won't order the government to escort such an aircraft down to hand the suspect to the court in The Hague. I think the Russian side is aware of this, and therefore, if this summit is to take place, hopefully with the participation of the victim of the aggression, the aircraft will use a different route.
The Kremlin was quick to react, with Foreign Minister Sergey Lavrov accusing Warsaw of open state terrorism. Lavrov said Poland had already justified acts of sabotage like the Nord Stream pipeline explosions and is now escalating those actions into the air. He claimed Poland's warning was not just a legal statement, but a deliberate attempt to intimidate the Russian president and derail Trump's peace initiative.
Even now, Zelensky and his team are being provoked by the Poles, who have justified these terrorist acts, specifically the attacks on the Nord Stream pipelines. And now the Poles themselves are ready to commit terrorist acts. I heard that Mr. Sikorski threatened that the safety of President Putin's plane, should it head to Budapest for the proposed summit, would not be guaranteed in Polish airspace. In other words, Poland, through an official court decision, has justified the terrorist attack on the Nord Stream pipelines, and now its foreign minister is saying that if a Polish court demands it, they will obstruct the free movement of the Russian leader's plane. These are very telling actions.
Lavrov went on to accuse Western governments of fueling the crisis by twisting the ICC's authority into a political weapon. He warned that if such threats continue, Moscow would have no choice but to reconsider security protocols for its leaders' travel. He reaffirmed that Russia's stance remains unchanged from the Anchorage agreement reached between Presidents Trump and Putin, which focuses on achieving a long-term peace and preventing NATO's expansion into Ukraine.
We remain fully committed to the understandings reached in Anchorage between Presidents Putin and Trump. Those understandings were built on the principle that the world needs a long-term, sustainable peace, not empty gestures or artificial ceasefires that achieve nothing. When Washington says everything must be stopped immediately and history will sort it out, that means ignoring the root causes of the conflict. The American administration under President Trump has shown that it understands this. But when we hear voices from Europe, from Macron, from Starmer, from Ursula von der Leyen, calling for an unconditional ceasefire, we understand perfectly well what that means: to save the Nazi-like regime in Kyiv.
While Warsaw waves the ICC flag, Budapest has charted an entirely different course. Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán has declared that his country will not cooperate with The Hague's arrest order and will welcome President Putin to Budapest for talks with President Trump. Earlier this year, Orbán signaled Hungary's withdrawal from the ICC, accusing it of selective justice and political bias.
Of course, we also welcome President Vladimir Putin. We will assure him that he can enter Hungary to conduct a successful negotiation here and then to return home. We are a sovereign country, and there is no need for any consultation with anyone about this issue. We will welcome Russian President Vladimir Putin with respect. We will host him and provide him the conditions to negotiate with the American president.
The skies over Europe now mirror its politics, divided and dangerous. Poland warns of arrests. Hungary pledges protection. The EU stands paralyzed, unable to reconcile its member states' opposing stances. As Trump pushes for a diplomatic breakthrough, his summit faces turbulence before it even begins. For now, the Budapest meeting, meant to end a war, has instead exposed Europe's deepest fault lines.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to Mirror Now.